Beneath the surface of the world's oceans, far from sunlight and human memory, lies a silent armada frozen in time. These are not ordinary shipwrecks. They are the ghost fleets of World War II, military vessels abandoned, sunk, or forgotten after the deadliest conflict in human history. Steel giants that once carried thousands of soldiers, weapons, and hopes now rest motionless on the ocean floor, untouched for decades, sometimes nearly a century. During World War II, the oceans became vast battlefields. Naval combat stretched across the Atlantic and Pacific, and thousands of warships were deployed at an unprecedented scale. Battleships, destroyers, submarines, aircraft carriers, supply vessels, many never returned. Some were sunk in violent explosions, others scuttled deliberately, and some simply disappeared, never officially recorded as lost. What makes these ghost fleets so disturbing is not just their number, but their condition. Divers and underwater drones have discovered warships lying upright, weapons still mounted, ammunition untouched, and interiors eerily intact. In some cases, turrets still point toward the horizon, as if waiting for an enemy that will never arrive. Doors remain sealed. Cabins are preserved in darkness. The silence is absolute. Many of these ships were abandoned in haste. Crews evacuated under enemy fire, fires burned out on their own, and vessels drifted before finally sinking. Others were intentionally sunk after the war, considered obsolete, too expensive to dismantle, or too dangerous to bring back to shore due to unexploded ordnance. Entire fleets were sent to the depths, erased from public attention. But these wrecks are more than metal and rust. They are underwater war graves. Inside some of them, human remains still exist, sailors who never escaped, trapped by flooding compartments or sealed bulkheads. Helmets, boots, dog tags, and personal belongings have been found scattered across decks, silent witnesses to final moments of panic and duty. Nature has slowly reclaimed these ships. Coral grows over cannons. Fish swim through shattered hulls. Yet the atmosphere remains heavy. Divers often describe an overwhelming sense of unease, as if the ocean itself remembers what happened here. Many report the feeling of being watched, even though nothing moves except the current. These ghost fleets raise haunting questions. How many ships were never documented? How many crews were lost without names or graves? And why are some wrecks still officially classified, their exact locations hidden from the public? This is only the beginning. In the depths below, entire fleets wait to tell their stories, stories of abandonment, sacrifice, and secrets that history never fully revealed. If you want to continue this journey into the forgotten depths of World War II and uncover what still lies hidden beneath the waves, subscribe to the channel and stay with us. The ocean has many more secrets to reveal. As technology advanced, the ocean began to give up fragments of its secrets. Sonar scans, deep-sea submersibles, and remotely operated vehicles revealed something far more unsettling than isolated wrecks. In several regions of the Atlantic and Pacific, researchers discovered clusters of military vessels resting together, as if frozen in formation. Ships from different nations, sometimes from different years of the war, lying side by side on the seafloor. These ghost fleets were not the result of a single battle. In many cases, there are no signs of combat damage, no torpedo breaches, no explosion scars, no shattered hulls. Instead, the ships appear almost peacefully settled, upright, with minimal structural collapse. This strange preservation has baffled historians and naval experts for decades. One of the most haunting discoveries came from the Pacific Theater, where sonar surveys revealed multiple destroyers and supply ships resting within a few hundred meters of each other. Records show they were lost months apart, under completely different circumstances. Yet there they are, reunited beneath the waves, as if deliberately placed. Inside these vessels, time seems to have stopped. Control rooms still contain gauges frozen at their final readings. Mess halls hold rusted trays bolted to tables. In some ships, bunks remain neatly aligned, personal lockers unopened. The sense of abandonment is overwhelming, as if the crew stepped away for a moment and never returned. The most disturbing elements are the weapons. Anti-aircraft guns remain locked in position. Torpedo tubes are still loaded. Depth charges sit undetonated along the decks. These ships were never disarmed. They were simply left behind, carrying the full destructive power of a world at war into the darkness of the deep. Why were these vessels abandoned instead of recovered? Official explanations often cite logistical difficulties or post-war resource shortages. But some cases defy these justifications. Ships sunk in shallow waters were never salvaged. Others, located precisely and documented, remain untouched to this day. Some historians believe these ghost fleets were intentionally concealed. After the war, governments rushed to erase evidence of experimental weapons, classified missions, and catastrophic failures. Sinking ships was easier than explaining what truly happened aboard them. Even today, access to certain wreck sites is restricted. Coordinates are withheld. Dive permits are denied. The ocean floor has become a vault, locking away uncomfortable truths beneath thousands of meters of water. And as long as these fleets remain silent, the full story of World War II's naval losses will never be completely known. If you want to continue exploring the hidden layers of history buried beneath the sea, subscribe to the channel and stay with us. The next descent goes even deeper. As deeper expeditions pushed into the abyss, what explorers found went beyond abandoned steel and silent weapons. Inside several ghost ships, diverse and remote cameras encountered human traces that were never meant to remain. Helmets still resting near navigation tables. Boots trapped beneath collapsed bulkheads. In some wrecks, skeletal remains remain exactly where sailors made their final stand. In the cold, oxygen-poor depths, the ocean became a preserver instead of a destroyer. Uniform fabric clings to bone. Dog tags lie half-buried in sediment. In rare cases, entire crew positions are still identifiable: gunners near turrets, engineers in engine rooms, officers near command stations. These are not graves marked by ceremony. They are forgotten tombs. What unsettles researchers most is the absence of evacuation signs. Lifeboats are often intact and still attached. Emergency hatches remain sealed from the inside. There are no indications of panic or escape attempts. It is as if the crews never received a warning, or were unable to react. Some wrecks show evidence of sudden system failures. Electrical panels burned without external damage. Communication rooms display signs of catastrophic power loss. Compasses and navigation instruments are permanently misaligned, pointing nowhere meaningful. Even modern equipment behaves erratically near certain sites, with unexplained signal interference reported by dive teams. Veteran divers speak of an overwhelming sense of unease when approaching these fleets. Pressure gauges fluctuate. Lights dim unexpectedly. Sounds travel strangely through the water, echoing in ways that defy distance. While science attributes this to underwater acoustics, those who have been there insist something feels wrong. The official narrative claims these ships were victims of wartime chaos. But classified reports hint at experimental technologies, secret convoys, and missions erased from public record. Some vessels do not appear in any naval registry, yet their design clearly marks them as military. Why were these ships never recovered? Why were families never informed of final resting places? Why do some governments still refuse to release complete documentation, even after nearly a century? The ocean does not lie. It simply waits. And with every new discovery, the ghost fleets remind us that World War II did not end cleanly. It sank, carrying its darkest chapters into the depths. If these hidden truths fascinate you, subscribe to the channel and keep exploring with us. The final part reveals what may still be lurking, and why some secrets were meant to stay submerged. The deepest mystery of the ghost fleets is not how these ships sank, it is why they were left behind. After the war, many wrecks were mapped, salvaged, or officially documented. Yet entire fleets vanished from records. No recovery missions. No memorials. No explanations. Some wrecks sit in waters shallow enough to be reached decades ago, yet were deliberately ignored. Naval historians quietly admit that certain coordinates were labeled restricted long after the conflict ended. In some cases, sonar scans reveal ships resting upright, perfectly balanced on the seafloor, as if gently placed there rather than destroyed by violence. Hulls show no breach. Deck guns remain aimed forward. Cargo holds are sealed. These were not chaotic sinkings, they were controlled descents into oblivion. Declassified fragments suggest that several of these vessels were involved in secret operations, transporting experimental weapons, classified technology, or intelligence deemed too dangerous to fall into enemy hands. When missions failed, the ships, and their crews, were erased rather than recovered. What haunts researchers most is the pattern. These ghost fleets are often found clustered together, ships from different nations and years resting side by side. Destroyers near supply ships. Submarines beside troop carriers. As if the ocean itself became a final archive, storing what history refused to keep. Families of missing sailors were told their loved ones were lost at sea. No coordinates. No wreckage. No closure. The ocean became a convenient silence. Even today, advanced expeditions are sometimes halted without explanation. Funding disappears. Permits are denied. Cameras malfunction at critical moments. It raises an uncomfortable question: are we still being kept away from something down there? Because wrecks can tell stories governments cannot control. Steel remembers. Bone remembers. And the sea remembers everything. The ghost fleets of World War II are not just relics, they are warnings. Proof that history is not only written by victors, but also buried by them. If you want to continue uncovering the forgotten, the forbidden, and the stories history tried to drown, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and join us in the depths. More secrets are waiting beneath the waves.